Hi, Kuzla here. And as I've been doing a lot lately, I've been, reading more on news articles because I never know where a good idea for a video is going to come up. Um, I'm not even saying that my ideas for videos are good, but I'm just saying that, you never know when doing a video inspiration pops up for it, whatever. Um, News seems to be a really big one for that. So when I read this one article, I felt, well, I think I should, it should at least, add my two bits. Um, I mean, everybody wants to hear all sides of the story if they can get a chance. So, just adding my side to the pot just, helps everybody be a little bit more informed. Okay. Now, I was reading on Google that the Supreme Court has a thing that's coming up here pretty soon. And so, as a matter of fact, it's coming up later today and whatnot. With an article that was on CNN Justice. Supreme Court weighs extent of free speech rights at funerals. Now, if anybody has been paying attention to the Westboro Baptist Church, you know immediately what this is. Okay? Now, going from the article from CNN and stuff, the article goes something like this. The U.S. Supreme Court will hear oral arguments Wednesday in a legal battle that pits the privacy rights of grieving families and the free speech rights of demonstrators. In 2006, members of the Westboro Baptist Church protested 300 feet from the funeral of Lance Corporal Matthew Schneider in Westminster, Maryland, carrying signs reading, "God hates you," and "Thank God for dead soldiers." Among the teachings of the Topeka, Kansas-based fundamentalist church founded by Pastor Fred Phelps is the belief that the deaths of U.S. soldiers is God's punishments for the sin of homosexuality. Albert Snyder, Matthew's father, said his son was not gay and the protesters should not have been at the funeral. Now, I really don't want to go into reading much more of that because, I mean, personally, things like this is just, they just piss me off to no end. But, I would have thought something like this would have been over the first time it went to court. They lost on that particular case. And they were, let's see, all right, 2007, the family sued, Snyder family, okay, for emotional distress, civic conspiracy, and invasion of privacy. They were awarded by a jury $2.9 million in compensation for damages, plus $8 million more in punitive damages, which was later reduced to $5 million. Okay? The Westboro Baptist Church appealed this decision in 2008 to the 4th District Court, and then the decisions was reversed. That was saying that the church's First Amendment rights were violated. Okay, now, the fact that the Westboro Baptist Church is sitting there and they're trying to claim that, oh, our First Amendment rights were violated and whatnot. Your First Amendment rights, your glorified First Amendment rights at that, were not violated. You guys are trying to force an opinion into legal doctrine. Okay? And that is unfortunately protected by the First Amendment. Anybody can state their opinion. But when it starts going, and this is where law kind of fails, there are certain areas that you do not go into. And one of those is that the families that are grieving because of the loss of a loved one. I mean, common decency should tell you that when someone has passed away and their families are trying to have a funeral for them, then, what you need to do is you need to shut your yap. Let them grieve. Let them find a way to help deal with the loss that they have suffered. And then if you got anything after that, after they've had a time for remorse, then bring whatever things you want to bring up. The Westboro Baptist Church is not known for doing this, though. So, which is ridiculous. And their whole hate speech thing. I mean, this type of thinking is outdated at best. That type of hate speech went out with segregation. This is the modern day. People have their right to say what they want to say, and in this day and age, to where we have women's lib has come and gone. Women have the equal rights just as much as men do. Gay lib is progressing along very, very nicely. Civil rights. There have been so many laws established since the civil rights movement and whatnot that people hating against blacks is when it even gets brought up, it brings a lot of people to just stop in their tracks. So that such a group like the Westboro Baptist Church can even thrive in this modern day is fucking astounding. Um, especially when they're trying to protect hate speech under the First Amendment. It all started back with their protest of Matthew Shepard's funeral, which, any sane person would be like, what the hell are you thinking? But they're claiming it's, from God and all sorts of shit like that. And this is just one of the many reasons why I'm an agnostic, because of the fact that, when you got idiots like this running around, when someone like Matthew Shepard, who, from what I understand, was a pretty decent kid, gets beaten and tortured to death just because of him being who he is, that's not right. And it's also not right that to come along and protest his funeral, which the Westboro Baptist Church gladly says, yes, we did that, which I have no choice but to say, what the fuck is wrong with you guys, but, now, personally, like I said, they're going to court on this, and, I do actually hope to see that their appeal is overturned. They're at the Supreme Court level. It can't go any higher, as far as I know. I'd have to look into it a little bit more, but since it can't go any higher and whatnot, which means that if they lose here, that's it. It's done. It's over with. And especially for such a small church like them. In 2007 they had 71 members, so that means they maybe got 100 now and whatnot. $8-9 million worth of damages to their church is pretty much enough to kill it. So I hope that happens. But and I realize that I'm actually kind of a small guy here on YouTube and whatnot, but I figure, what the hell, why not? Because I know he's going to be, fighting tooth and nail to see that his decision gets to go his way. But let's throw something in, because I know since you guys have, since you guys at the Westboro Baptist Church have such a interesting way of finding out how funerals are going to happen that you decide that you want to picket and protest and things like that. So I have a good feeling you might have a chance of hearing this, especially from someone as little as me, you know. Um, I'm going to put out a challenge to Fred Phelps. Notice I didn't call him pastor. He doesn't deserve that because, well, first off, his group isn't even recognized by most of the majority of religions that are out there. They are doing everything they can. They're distancing themselves from him like the plague. So, but anyway, Fred Phelps, if you somehow hear this, somehow in any way, shape, or form hear this, I challenge you to a moderated debate on your stand as the founder of the Westboro Baptist Church. Now, I realize that the chance of this actually happening is very, very slim. But like I said, they have some nifty way, shape, and form to find out about private funerals. You know, I mean, they must have like a pretty severe group of people that just sit there and comb through the obituaries of every single newspaper in America to decide where they're going to go. You know, and not just like the obituaries, but like the variety section and whatnot, to where we don't like this play, so we're gonna go protest that as well. We don't like this school opening, we're gonna go protest that. Um, so you know, if I do hear something back about this, I won't be surprised, just because of the fact that, like I said, it's like you guys are so good at sniffing shit out. The challenge from some small guy on YouTube. If I do hear something back about it, like I said, I won't be surprised. And like I said, and I will more than gladly meet Mr. Phelps in a moderated debate challenge. Anyway, that's my time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys all later.